Hey, lovies, welcome back to Pace Talk. I'm Sade, and this space was created to slow things down, especially when it comes to love, healing, and purpose. Here, we learn how to love at God's pace. Today's conversation is called Betrayed. Has anybody ever felt betrayed? Maybe betrayed by a best friend, a family member, even a boyfriend. In my case, I felt betrayed by God. I felt so betrayed. I was sliding down the walls, snotting, crying, throwing up. I felt so betrayed by God. And I screamed those words as I wept. And I said, "Why, Lord? Why can't I marry the man of my dreams? My dreams. Why bring somebody into my life who feels so right, yet doesn't match my faith? Why someone who doesn't share the same belief? A person who doesn't share my values, my foundation?" And then he reminded me, do not be unequally yoked. It's not a refusal, but a warning. There will come times where you guys are going to butt heads. And because of belief, and because of faith, and because of foundation, you guys may never get back around to each other. So it's not a refusal, a warning, not a punishment, but protection. A loving father seeing a road ahead that I could not see. Yet I cry harder. Why would you bring someone so close that I prayed for, but not all the way? I sobbed. I felt betrayed because from where I stood, it felt cruel. It felt confusing. It felt like my heart finally found a home, only to be told that I can't move in yet. And then in surrender, God whispered, "You prayed for a man of God. You asked me for that." And then I became silent. The kind of silence that exposed my own heart. You asked me for a man who would lead you towards me on days when you can't. A man who would pray with you, grow with you, and build a life with me at the center and loving you. If you choose against my word, you push against your prayers. And suddenly I understood. I wasn't fighting God. I was fighting the answer, trying to reshape it into something that fit my timeline, my emotion, and my desires. Then he said, "Give him to me. Let me do the work. Trust me with the parts you cannot change." And that was the hardest part, is giving up control. It was letting go, but letting God hold what I wanted to control. So I sat there. I was angry. It came in waves, but I was aware. I was sad, but I was surrendered. Disappointed, but still trusting, knowing that even in my smallest understanding, your patience kept me. Because maybe betrayal wasn't what I was feeling. Maybe it was grief. Grief over what I wanted. Grief over what could have been. Grief over releasing something I love into the hands of a God who loves both of us more than we could ever love each other. And if you're asking me to wait, then I'll wait. And if you're asking me to trust, then I'll trust. And if you're asking me to surrender, then hey, my hands are up. I will surrender. Because the same God who heard my prayers is the same God who knows how to answer it. Even when the answer doesn't look the way that I imagine, He knows better than all of us. Proverbs 3 verse 5 states, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on thy own understanding." A lot of time we go through life leaning on our own understanding, not understanding why something didn't work out. Why do we have to wait? Why do we keep on going in circles? That's because we cannot understand what God is doing. And once we surrender, once we release, once we take our hands off a certain situation and allow Him to do the work that He needs to do, we're not going to be okay. We're going to be stressing about things, where I was going to be complaining, where I was going to be confused. But as I wrap up, I want to leave this. Release it. Allow God to do the work in a person, in a thing, in a situation, and just hold on to that faith, knowing that He will do it. Thank you for listening. Until next time, surrender what you cannot control, move slow, and rest in His love. Bye.